you are a patently in shape, muscular man. How much sweets are you even eating?
A lot.
How?
So many.
What do you just work out so you can eat cookies?
Yes.
Sold. Correct.
I'm trying not to be in a relationship right now.
Oh,
and
are
it
you?
is the hardest thing.
Well, it's hard for you're very charming.
Okay.
You're a handsome boy.
Thank you.
And I imagine a lot of the women are barking up the tree.
I mean, you said it.
Listen. No one heard it. And no one's ever going to hear this.
Except when this goes viral.
Except when this goes viral. Yeah. I will say that we've had some clips go viral where none of us knew it was coming. And we were all just like,
Oh, God.
By the way, before we keep going much further, I want to talk about the tea that we're drinking. So
good.
the tea that we were drinking that Chip has already had sips of, this is Smith's Portland Breakfast Tea. Smith is a tea company that is based out of Portland. So Portland Breakfast makes sense. It's a black tea. It's wonderful. And I would say you'd steep this one for 5 minutes at boiling. So I told Chip maybe blowing it a little bit, but he's going right in. I'm gonna blow in it. Oh, that's really nice.
Really good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you were right. I was wrong. I'm still gonna let mine cool a little bit. Here's my question based on what we were just talking about, though. I want to resume it a little bit. I'm not going to embarrass you, but I want to resume it a little bit. Do you find that as a comedian, given these schedules that we maintain, and the fact that you specifically you work at one of the busier clubs, around, do you find that it's really hard to make that time for a significant other, or do you think you could make it, but right now you're choosing not to?
Okay.
So I agree. I agree with everything you said. I'm on board with your answer.
Thank you. I put a lot of thought into it.
And I could tell.
Thank you.
Articulate.
So poignant. The thing is, I've thought about this a lot, and it's not necessarily about my schedule per se, because if you find someone who works with your schedule, and that's what you have to do at this point, like you can't try to make a square fit in a circle. You just can't.
I've tried.
Me too.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
Not great.
Not at all.
No.
And like another thing is like at this point I've realized that I can't have someone who wants me to chase them all the time. And that's another part of it, because I'm already putting so much time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears into chasing this dream of comedy.
100%.
And not just the dream side, but also the business side of it, which is like, it's also it's everything I didn't want to do. Like
I'm doing everything I didn't want to do.
Like when I chose comedy, it's like all the jobs I didn't want to do, all the responsibility I didn't want to have, but I have it now, and I have to nurture it, and I can't nurture both at the same time.
I get that.
So I need to have someone who A, understands that, and B, can work with that. So that's it. I mean, that's kind of the answer to number one. And then I think, what was the second question? Because it was kind of different.
I had said, do you feel like your schedule makes it impossible for you to make space, or do you feel like you could make space, but you're at the moment choosing not to make space?
Okay, and then so that second part, I found someone who it works with, and it's dope, but I just don't really want to make any commitments right now.
Okay.
Because I've been, this sounds so cliche, but
I cannot wait for this.
But legit, it's I've been burned and I'm scared of the fire.
Oh, okay.
Like,
that is the most sincere, vulnerable thing you could have said. I thought you were going to be like, I just don't need something holding me down kind of energy.
No.
You're saying that you've been burned before.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I used to believe that I was better off single because every time I would start seeing someone for years, I would say, hey, I just need you to know the comedy right now is my top priority. And if that's cool with you, you will still be a priority. But I need to do comedy these nights. And sometimes it won't look like I'm doing work. Sometimes if I'm just going to the comedy club and I'm not performing, you'll be like, well, do you have to do that? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
which by the way, I'm terrible at, but we'll get back to that later. But I'm like, yeah, that's something I have to do. And then every single person I dated inevitably would get to a point, maybe it was
They
2
start
months,
getting
maybe 3 months,
resentful.
100%. That's correct.
Oh,
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say.
yes.
And then they start going, I just feel like, which is never a good way to start any sentence.
No.
I just feel like is never going to go, I just feel like you're amazing. No one says that. They would always go, I just feel like you're not making time for me and you're always choosing comedy. And I said, well, right. But you remember that conversation we had where I was like, I'm going to need to prioritize that, but you will still be a priority. And they would always inevitably go, I just think that you need to start choosing me. I'd be like, interesting. So I'm going to take a hard left and say maybe we shouldn't be together anymore.
Right. It's like I've gotten ultimatums a couple of times.
Yep.
And like it mind boggles me how easy it is for me to be like, well,
I'm out.
And I do it like through tears. I'm like, why'd you make me do this?
I know. I once had a girl who that exact situation happened. And then she asked me for coffee probably like 3 weeks or a month later. And I was like, sure. And so we got coffee. I was like, what's up? And she goes, I just want to know, are you gay? And I was like, I'm not, but I got to be honest. Given that most of the gay men I've met are wonderful, great fashion senses, clean, friendly. I'm like, I take that as a very big compliment. And she goes, well, I just don't see any other reason that we would have broken up. And I'm like, well, no. So that whole like comedy thing that we discussed. And she's like, yeah, you like hanging out with guys more than me. And I was like, well,
whoa.
I go, well, at this rate, like that's a little true. Yeah, I haven't loved spending time with you in this moment. No. And she's like, well, I just think you might be gay. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll let you know. I'll get back to you.
Wow.
I know. What do you do? What do you say to that?
narcissistic?
Was she? Maybe.
I mean, like, what? I mean, come on. She was guarding her heart because that is a dumb solution to come to.
I trust me, I know. And the craziest thing is like I told my buddy who'd met her, and he goes, "Oh, I mean, the whole time I was like, she's cool, but like a little off center." And I was like, "What does that mean?" He goes, "I can't explain it, but the fact that she's like, you gay?" I was like, "Of course she'd say that. She's crazy." And I hate calling people crazy, men or women that like people have dated. And she wasn't crazy, but I just think she built up resentment, and that was like kind of the thing. And now I think she might have a kid. I don't know. I don't keep up.
I'm a man with goals and dreams. Gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. I'm a man with goals and dreams. I just heard her go, gay. And I'm like, yeah.
Like,
that's me. That's me.
What happened?
But like I said, major compliment.
Yeah.
Every friend of mine that's gay is just the best.
They are doing so much better than me.
100%.
In their
100%.
401ks.
I'm literally looking at all of my gay friends and I'm like, you figured it out.
Real shit.
Good for you.
And
you nailed it.
And I'm sitting over here.
Just trying my best.
Straight trying my best.
All my straight friends, we're all just lost. I mean, we're confused.
Yeah.
Like, we're not getting it.
Yeah. You think it's the girls?
Probably. It's got to be. It's got to be. I feel like I went through a period of my like early to mid 20s where like every new girl that I saw just like if I were working at the Improv as you do and meeting new people every night, I would literally just like fall in love with a new person every 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. How's that going for you?
No. Okay, so I used to when I was in my 20s, I worked at the La Jolla Comedy Store. So it was a similar thing. I mean, it's not. Of course, it's not. It's the same.
And you started in San Diego, no?
Started in San Diego.
Yeah.
So that though was like there were always gorgeous women coming in there, not as like abundant as like Hollywood, of course, but like it was pretty similar. Like I was in my 20s, like oh my god.
You just like carried a ring in your pocket, be like, I'll just propose to anyone who says yes here.
I mean, there's a couple of stories.
Oh,
there's a couple of stories. Okay, the Comedy Store in general, like whether you're in La Jolla or in Hollywood, is a fraternity. It is legit, like a through and through. It is a fraternity, and so
I'm shocked that when you were down there, when you came up here, that you didn't immediately start working there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. That's another story.
Oh, that I just thought you just didn't choose to. There's a story there.
There's a story. I can't tell that one.
You don't have to. You don't have to. I feel like working at these clubs must be just like bountiful stories of crazy crap that no one else sees.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't know if it would turn me more on to comedy or turn me more off of comedy or to have me sit there going, oh, what is this?
Like there's a lot of times where like you're just young and going through it,
Of
and
course.
so that was just your young times and you were just experiencing and being stupid. Um and I mean, I think that's just part of it, you know?
No
And it
doubt.
and it's fun. It's fun.
Here's the thing. It looks fun. It looks so fun.
It's not very honorable at all times, but it's fun. I mean, honestly, ever since they brought out the merch stuff, like the merch booths at each part,
Yeah.
the door guys lost money on like tips and stuff because people want to save their money and not tip, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I understand that maybe I'm a little biased because I do comedy, but if I didn't do comedy, I don't think I'm like go into the comedy store being like, I need a T-shirt.
If you're from overseas,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Sure. Yes, I do.
You know, on vacation, you're never gonna be here again.
You're
know?
like, I need to let people know I went to the world famous comedy store.
Right. I could even see some like people from Alabama, the East Coast and stuff who just like never get out and they're just like in LA and they're like, oh my God, that was the first time I've been on a plane.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm in the comedy store. And...
That's how they sound.
Well, yeah.
You know, I was being serious. Have you ever done comedy outside the US?
In Canada.
Okay, that
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
Any different?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I mean, like, not really. It's not different. I'd say the biggest difference I discovered, because I went out there when I was young. It was like the first, I don't know, 3-4 years I was doing comedy.
Oh, no way. Okay. That's bold. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
Everything I do is stupid. Go ahead.
But also, the biggest thing I noticed was that Americans, we speak in idioms. We speak in phrases. And we'll say I really or like what's a like we'll use like Beyonce and people we know and street names and stuff like that to explain everything, right?
Okay.
And it's hard to do comedy up in Canada because a lot of the stuff that we say is all in the culture of being an American.
It's steeped in that culture.
Yeah. So what I had to realize was I had to take a lot of my jokes in the beginning. I was just doing like I had a lot of La Jolla jokes.
Yeah,
right?
sure. As one does.
So I had to take a lot of my La Jolla humor and expand it to world humor.
Interesting.
Yeah, because like they didn't know what this street was. They didn't know where fucking they wouldn't know Bakersfield from Del Mar.
I don't know that.
See what I mean?
But I live here. Is that bad? Should I know that?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where Bakersfield is.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well. Here, I'll expand. They wouldn't know Bakersfield from San Diego. Del Mar's in San Diego.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I know where PB is.
PB is below Del Mar.
Yeah, you and I both do the same show in PB, I believe.
Which one? Oh, the backyard. Or no.
Candies.
Or was it
Candies.
Reds?
Candies.
Yeah. Candies.
Well,
Candies. Well,
Reds was the pre.
I keep calling it Reds.
You can.
Yeah.
I know. I love that show. Yeah, I was doing comedy in Amsterdam.
How was that?
Different, dude. It's different.
What do you like? How?
So first of all, you got to lose every single reference.
Right.
Can't make references.
Right.
That's one. If you need to make a reference, you need to break out of your set to explain the reference. Yeah. And then 3, you need to slow down. So I like talking fast.
Oh.
That's how I operate.
Because that's like their third language.
Second, but yes.
Right.
So it's tough. I was performing, the guy that went before me, and let me be really, really clear. Very nice guy. What I'm about to say is not at all an insult to his comedy.
Okay.
It's a reflection of him not having performed in Amsterdam before.
Okay.
This was my second year in a row performing at this venue, so I understood how it worked. He was not given a heads up. He went up there, and again, this is not his fault. He went up there and did a runner that cumulatively was about 5 minutes altogether that was all about student loan debt, which Dutch people don't really have. It's a
Huh.
very American idea. Student loan debt is very American. Then he went on a full about I guess about like around 5 minutes, a dense chunk about like World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, like back when it was called WWF, like with Stone Cold Steve Austin and like
That's
Macho Man Randy
rough,
Savage, and
dude. That's rough.
so no one understood it because both of those ideas are inherently American.
Hello, Amsterdam. We here to talk about the American Constitution. Like what?
Would have been the same thing.
What?
Would have been identical.
Oh
Honestly,
my
might have been a
God.
little better. More people know
They
about
probably
that.
would know.
Yeah.
Article 5, Section 6.
And you know what? Was what my set was about. But he did this, and I felt bad because again, he was a nice guy, but like he's doing this stuff where I'm like, you can't do that.
You guys remember the 90s when Bill Clinton was president?
I literally,
Let me hear you, Amsterdam.
you're like, y'all remember Tamagotchis?
I know, right?
Yeah, and everyone's like, no.
No, not a. What are you talking
No, we
about?
don't. You know, no. I remember I did a joke where I mentioned General Mills because I worked there for 2 years,
Uh-huh.
and when I did it last year, not this year. And when I did it, I said I worked at General Mills. Does anyone know this company? And some people, a couple people cheered. And I said, for those that don't know, you ever heard of Cheerios? People go, yeah. I'm like, they make those. A lot of cereal.
Okay, cool.
So that's how you have to do stuff.
So I had or had, I still do, joke about Del Mar, which is kind of like a rich area.
Okay.
And in order to figure out or just get them there, I was just like, hey, what is your rich area? Which I've heard everyone, like, up until that point, you always do that. Now I do it all the time. What's your rich area? What's your poor area? Boom. So then because I was in Calgary, so I made Calgary the rich area because Edmonton is what they call the poor area.
See, but that's all you need.
Exactly.
My trick, and I've told people this who do some stuff abroad. I'm not the expert on doing anything abroad, but what I've told people is I'm like, if you have references that you want to make that are local to you but not local to them, do you drink coffee? Go to a coffee shop and be like, hey, I'm just curious. To your point, you could say, hey, I'm just curious. So I'm a comic. I typically reference a very rich suburb and a very poor suburb.
Mm-hmm.
What would be those here?
Boom.
Ask it. They'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I usually ask 2 to 3 people so you can get a consensus and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he didn't do that. So I felt terrible because I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. I just asked the host.
Oh, that's fair
I
too.
just asked the host.
Our host was Irish, so it wasn't really going to work.
Oof.
Yeah, but
Were you doing like the whatchamacallit, the Fringe Festival
no, Boom Chicago.
in Amsterdam?
There's a theater in Amsterdam called Boom Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yes, I was doing that. They do a festival, so I was doing that festival.
Okay.
I don't usually do festivals. Don't believe in them. But
Don't believe in them.
no.
What's there not to believe in?
In order to get into festivals, usually it's more about connections than it is about your clip. It's about if you know the people that are running the festival, which I usually don't.
That's very true.
And I'm like, I don't want to spend money just to get rejected. If I want to get rejected, I'll just, I'll make passes at my girlfriend. I can get enough rejection right here at home.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe later. No. Okay.
Right,
Nope.
right,
That's on
yeah.
me. That was on me. I shouldn't have recommended it.
You check it off your list. Rejected again.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I don't. I mean, do you do festivals? Are festivals big for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have time to go because I work at the comedy club a lot.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do a lot of the open mics, and festivals are a really good way for me to like get in touch with all my friends that I never get to see.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really nice. What made you leave San Diego?
Because I mean, at a certain point, it starts feeling claustrophobic.
That's a great answer. I love going down there. I go down there somewhat often to do comedy because there's much more stage time. But I also go down there because there's a seafood taco place called Oscar Cerviteca that I love.
Okay, if you ever go back down there, go to La Jolla.
Yeah.
Go to Verdes El Ranchero.
Why haven't you told me this sooner?
It is one of the best Mexican food places.
Do they do a breakfast taco?
Yes, they do. They do. Oh my God! And honestly, get their chili relleno. So good.
Do they do a shrimp taco?
They do shrimp, yes. They do.
Because I don't eat meat, so I'm like, I need to make sure.
Bruh, if I'm telling you, get the shrimp ceviche. Get the shrimp ceviche.
Are they paying you? Because I'm loving. I'm believing.
Well, they're not. They used to pay me. I used to be employed by them, but
okay. So now we've gotten to the root of the problem here.
No. This is how I do. Where I work, like when it comes to restaurants and the places I worked at, I would usually only, except for fucking Red Lobster, except that I love the biscuits. I would work at places that I like the food, so I could eat more of the food for free.
Lobster or Red Lobster is the Cheddar Bay biscuit, right?
Yeah, and that's great. That's great, and I got to take a lot of those home. But I mean, after a while, it's like, I mean, that's all they got, you know.
I want to keep talking about this, but I know we need to get to our first segment. Are you ready for the Newly Friend game?
Yes, I am.
So the Newly Friend game is like the Newlywed game, but we're friends, besties. And the way it works is I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to write down your answer. Don't say it out loud. You're going to write it down. And I'm going to write down what I think your answer is. And then we'll flip our boards and show each other. And then we'll do the same or a different question for me. Now, there was a time where you and I once spoke about cookies. And I also have heard you talk about it on your Instagram before. So, and I believe that you are a cookie fan. So my question for you, and don't tell me, but write it down, is what is your favorite cookie? 1, 2, 3, flip. Oh, chocolate chip on your shoulder. Oh, chip on your shoulder. Chocolate chip. So I was going to write chocolate chip. And then I literally thought to myself, he's going to make fun of me being like, you only chose that because my name is Chip. So I had written chocolate chip and then flipped it and I wrote peanut butter cookie.
No. Chocolate chip all the way.
Can I tell you though? Peanut butter cookies are good.
No, they're great. They're amazing. It's just that, if I'm being honest, I think it's Nate's. Is it Nate's?
Tate's.
Tate, the green.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Oh, yes.
I had 2 today.
Me too.
Did you really?
I did.
After this, we have them in the house. You want one?
I made an ice cream sandwich with it.
That's amazing.
It was so good.
That's amazing.
Chocolate chip.
What kind of ice cream?
And so I want Jenny's, but I can't find. Every time I try to look for Jenny's,
it's in some supermarkets. It's not in all of them. It's in some of them.
I can never find it. But
What's your Jenny's flavor of choice?
Oh, when I'm doing cookies, the cookie sandwich is always French vanilla.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But generally, if you're doing the ice cream, where you at?
It ranges from whatever I want. It could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be legit anything, and sherbet's included.
Love a sherbet. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want to cause controversy, but do you like salt and straw?
Do I like what?
Salt and straw?
Salt and straw.
You've never heard of it?
No.
Okay.
What is this salt?
If anyone who works at Jenny's is listening, I like Jenny's. I have respect for Jenny's. It's good. I really do like you. My favorite ice cream in the world is salt and straw ice cream. They have multiple locations, including one in Culver City.
You're saying it's better than Jenny's.
That's not what I said. I said it's my preference. Jenny's is good. My preference is salt and straw.
I'm getting excited.
It is. I like salt and straw enough. I'm not exaggerating. This is not an exaggeration. This is factual. Over 15 pints in my freezer right now. I have a t-shirt for salt and straw. I am diehard.
Okay. That makes me even... Okay, because I hate hype, right?
Yeah.
And Jenny's, for some reason, got so much hype.
It's a lot of hype.
And I haven't even tried it yet, and I just want...
you haven't tried it?
I haven't even tried it yet.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I heard it's really good, and I want to have it.
Yup.
But if you're saying salt and straw, because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about salt and straw.
Well, let's do the cookie question for me, even though I'm all hyped on ice cream now.
Okay,
but let's do the cookie question for me. Same question for me, and don't say your answer. Write it down. What is my favorite cookie? Okay. Are you ready?
All right. On 3.
1, 2, 3. Sugar cookie. Oh, that's sad. So Chip wrote sugar cookie. I wrote 2. I was going to give you points for either of these. I said toffee chip cookie. I love toffee cookies. Okay. Amazing. And the second one is the double chocolate with white chocolate chips.
Okay, see, now that's so unfair because you said you're not really into cookie, and then you pick some like super obscure ass cookies.
Do you think that the chocolate cookie with white chocolate chips is an obscure cookie?
I mean, that's special. It's specialty.
It's specialty. It's specialty.
Like it's
Well, here's the thing.
I think I was gonna go with like the most bland. I was like, oh, okay, something.
So I'll tell you this: one of my favorite cookies that I didn't write down because I didn't want to copy you is the chewy Chips Ahoy. I like them better than the hard ones. I don't like the hard ones. I like them chewy.
Those are very good. Oh my
They go
God.
hard.
I wasn't gonna say Oreo.
I thought you were.
No,
And I was going to be upset.
That's my second favorite.
Which it's a great cookie.
Oreo thin.
Oh, well,
In
you
the
got to stay
freezer.
healthy.
No, in the freezer.
Okay.
They're so good.
I am so shocked that you have a taste for cookies because you are, and I'm not trying to objectify you here, you are a patently in shape, muscular man. How much sweets are you even eating?
A lot.
How?
So many.
What do you just work out so you can eat cookies?
Yes.
Sold. Correct.
Like literally, like well, when I was a kid, I've always had a high metabolism and stuff, and I've
So
always
jealous.
been super active. But I realized when I was a kid, the formula of body is similar to a car, where if you're using more fuel than you're putting in, then you're gonna burn off whatever is left. The only difference is when you burn off the fuel in the car just doesn't run. But if you burn off the fuel like in your body starts withering. Like that's usually what happens. So if you're not eating as much or you're more active than you're eating, then you're not going to blow up. You'll just keep staying thin.
Now, I've been trying something interesting, which is eating a lot and not doing anything.
Okay. How's that been working?
Not great.
Right.
Yeah. Not great. My mother saw a clip from this podcast. Not your episode. That's not out yet. But my mother saw a clip of an episode of the podcast.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. I didn't even know she was listening. And or watching. And she goes, "You look like shit. You look like you let yourself go. You look like you've gained weight." And I was like, really?
She could tell from these angles?
I said, the camera adds 50 to 60 pounds. And she goes, that much? I said, that's what it's got to be.
Can you believe?
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. My feeling is when I look in the mirror and I'm naked, as long as I don't go, ugh, even if I go, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll take that. Now, I
Okay.
prefer to go, but I don't usually do that.
See, mine has nothing to really do with the mirror.
Mm.
More so it has to do with how I'm moving through space. Like how easy it is for me to push a door open, how easy it is for me to climb these stairs, how easy it is for me to swim like over to this thing or
Do you
run.
swim a lot?
Well, I mean, when I can.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I mean,
know that.
I can surf, but I mean, I don't get to all the time, but
Yeah.
actually, I haven't surfed all year. But anyways, no, I did. I surfed in Hawaii. What am I talking about? Anyways,
Your life. What am I talking about? I surfed in Hawaii. No.
But like and then, like another thing is like I always want to be prepared for like either danger or fun, because both you need to be in good shape for. Like if like when I'm out on a vacation, I want to be able to go like jump off the cliff and not hurt myself, or like or I want to go like jump off the back of the boat and be able to do a backflip, or be able to like.
Can you do a backflip?
Yes.
Okay, I cannot. Where do you learn that?
Trial and error.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to error.
Okay. First trampoline. I mean, if you really want to learn it, first trampoline, then you use like a pit, like a ball
Foam pit.
Yeah, like a ball or
okay.
foam pit.
Yeah.
And then you just work up your courage. The biggest part is the courage, getting over it.
I just don't know that like I go to like a place with a foam pit. I'm like, hi, just a guy in his 30s want to learn how to backflip. They're gonna be like, who hurt you?
No. Because I'll say this much: learning how to do some of those weird movements, you have to learn. You have to stretch a lot and be flexible, and that helps out with everything else.
Do you
in your
stretch
life.
every day?
All the time.
Really?
All the time.
When you wake up and when you go to sleep, both?
All the time.
At work?
Yes. People hear me saying like because like when I stretch, I make a weird noise, and so like people will hear me do a weird noise at work every once in a while. I grunt.
What I do, which my girlfriend finds to be so strange, but I don't think it's that strange at all. Do you ever do like kind of like one of those full body stretches and make a sound?
All the time.
I literally just go like I'm like do
yes.
that kind of thing. Sorry
yeah.
for everyone listening. That probably didn't sound great, but like I do a stretch and I like to make a sound. And she goes, "Why do you do that?" I go, "I feel like it feels better."
It's just one of those.
Yep. 100%. It's relieving.
Yep.
You're letting that energy go.
Starts high, gets guttural.
Yep. And most things that do are great.
Feels, I mean, honestly, like I've never heard a polite orgasm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's
If you
always
have,
primal.
it wasn't real.
They were faking.
Yeah.
Whoever it was,
If
male,
someone's
female.
like, oh, that's great, and I'm done. I don't know why I made them British.
Top of the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and I'm done. I've completed. I'm good.
Completion.
I reached it. I'm fine. You're like, I don't feel like you did.
That was so dainty.
Yeah. Again, I'm not quite sure why I made them British. I really,
Such
maybe that's a
proper
deep-seated
O-face.
thing that I need to figure out. Yeah. If they're like, oh, mate, it's almost here, and it's there. I finished.
Dude, that would, I mean...
Yeah. I'm out here in the wild, and I'm done.
and I'm done.
Yeah. Do you ever go see movies in the theater?
I just saw the Ninja Turtle movie by myself. I took my skateboard. It was great.
How was the new one?
It was great.
But the
No,
reason
it
I was
was
asking
great.
you,
Except for Jackie Chan.
what?
Except for Jackie Chan.
Who the hell is Jackie Chan in the movie? Splinter? Oh, does he have a special? You don't want to spoil anything?
He is Splinter.
Oh, I was making a joke. He's Splinter.
He is Splinter.
Because I was like, the only other character he could play is Splinter.
He is Splinter.
Interesting.
And I don't know why. I don't know if this is what he was trying to do. This is just what I felt. Like, I couldn't even figure out that it was Jackie Chan playing Splinter.
Half the time when I see Jackie Chan, I'm just like, okay, so it's an action flick? What are we doing?
It's like he put on a New York Jew voice.
Ooh, not crazy about it. Not crazy. As literally a New York Jew. Not crazy about it.
Because I couldn't even tell it was Jackie Chan. And then every once in a while,
He's like, oh, God, the turtles. I'm exhausted.
it was bad.
We got to find Shredder.
And it wasn't, I didn't go to it because I was like, oh, I forgot. I didn't even know Jackie Chan was in the movie
I don't know who's in the movie.
until after I think Seth Rogen wrote it.
Okay.
Yeah. But after everything, and I'm sorry if I messed that up, but after everything, I looked it up and I was like, wait, that was Jackie Chan? Ugh. That was the only part I didn't like.
I can't believe I'm so exhausted fighting Crane.
You gotta watch it because you're doing an incredible Jackie Chan.
That's you know what? It's weird. My whole life, people have been like, you know what you do really well, and I'm like, what? And they go, a Jackie Chan doing a New York Jew, and I'm like, that's interesting. Okay,
Are you sure? Wait, as Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles.
Correct.
Ah, I hear it now. Now I see where you're going.
I wasn't going to tell you this. He based it after me. He goes, oh, yeah, I'm schwitzing. It's hot down here.
He saw your stand-up,
yeah.
saw inspiration.
Yep. That's how he did it. That's how he did it. I once got told by someone, they were like, all you do on stage is talk about being Jewish. And I go, no, I actually rarely talk about that. But anytime you see me interacting with audience members, it's because in some cases, more than one, audience members have yelled out something about me being Jewish.
Plus,
and I'm like,
also, like, it's not like, okay, because I've gotten that too.
you talk about being Jewish a lot?
Black. But it's,
well, I figured it wasn't Jewish.
Yeah. But I've gotten that. Oh, by the way, I don't consider Jews white.
Okay.
Yes, at all. Because no offense to the whites, but you don't have a culture. So, but I've gotten that as a black person, and I think what they're seeing is the filter that it's going through. Because our cultural filter, our perspective is as a Jewish person growing up in America or as a black person growing up in America. So you're going to have, all the jokes are going to have a filter of this culture.
Yeah, I think it's very reasonable.
Right.
Like there are Jewish-based jokes that I hear a lot of comedians do where I go, I never want to hear that joke again. And there are jokes that like, you know, like I hear people like do Jewish jokes about like being cheap and this, that, and I hate that, especially when a Jewish person's doing it. Similarly, the number of black comedians I've heard do stuff about how white people don't season their food. I'm like, yes, I've heard this.
Right.
I've gotten this joke from 80 different people in so many different ways, and it always is just like.
And yes, that is a hack joke to say as is, but but repackaged, still a great joke.
Could be if it's repackaged in a way that's innovative. That I've not heard before.
I got one for you.
Tell me it's part of your set. I'm dying to know. Is it part of your set?
It's gonna be.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm in. I'm here for it. Because here's what I'll say. I like your comedy enough that I have faith that whatever you do with it is different.
Thank you.
This is how much I believe in you, Chip.
That means a lot.
It should be.
That means a lot.
I've always, from the minute I met you, I was like, I love this guy.
Jesus.
This is as good a time as any to go to the lightning round.
Indeed. Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. The lightning round is 5 questions. They're fast questions. They do not have to be fast answers. Take as long as you want.
Okay.
They're just the 5 questions we end every podcast episode with. And I like to put them on an index card because even though I have them memorized, it makes me feel like a talk show host.
You know, okay, one thing. Can I, a little note?
Please.
If I were you, would put this here because personally, I always loved the Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
I know Space Coast Coast
You
to
know,
Coast.
where you
I
always
do.
hit the, you know?
Oh, I do. I want to have a desk where I can take the index card and hit the index card
Yes.
on like this.
Exactly. Put it on your lap.
You know, we're going to do it. You're getting a different experience, Chip. You're getting the... All right.
Hey,
What are we
okay.
doing? All right. All right. Question 1, Chippy Baby. What is a favorite ritual of yours? So mine is brewing tea. What is one that you have that you love?
A favorite ritual?
Ritual.
Ritual.
Yeah.
Ritual. I was like, ritual. I don't have rich rules.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're rich in spirit, and I love it.
So you said tea. And honestly, when you said rich rule, I thought of this and it kind of also works.
Okay.
I only make my coffee in my French press.
Do you do it every day?
Almost every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that ritual.
Any milk?
So with the milk, and I figured this out on accident because I have like a mini fridge that I have stacked on top of another mini fridge, right? And so
Instead of a normal fridge.
right. Well, when I moved in, the apartment said that it came with a mini fridge, and then I got there, and that mini fridge it came with was broken. They didn't tell me that it didn't work, so I had to get another mini fridge. But instead of
You can't just get a used fridge and put a real normal size fridge there?
instead of see, that would have been too much.
Okay.
Right. And then also I live in a studio apartment, so that the power it wouldn't have powered like the big fridge. The whole wall would have went out. So I had to get the mini fridge. I know it's a lot.
Okay.
So I had to get the mini fridge stacked on top of the broken fridge, bottom fridge, dry storage. Huh?
Oh, that's actually very smart.
And so in the back of the mini fridge, though, it freezes shit. That's just how the refrigerator works. It has a freezer location, but it gets real cold in the back. I put my milk in the back, right? And for some reason, it froze it. And now I do it all the time. And it froze it all the way to half. And then the rest was just this thick, like,
cream.
Fatty. Yeah, it was cream. Used that. That's a new ritual.
Now, once you've gone through all the cream, do you just throw it out?
No, I got milk, I got cereal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 2. What is a running bit you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
With my cousin, it's usually me, my cousin, and our good friend. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he wants to be named.
I never cared for him.
But so he doesn't smoke weed, and every time we'd pass the joint, we know he didn't smoke weed, but we'd be like, "Would you like some?" He'd be like, "Maybe next time."
That's a great one.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
little stupid bit.
I
Yeah.
know. But that's what these are.
Okay.
This podcast is an hour of stupid bits. Okay. Question 3. Can you do an impression of one or both of your parents? The worse the impression, the better.
Okay.
We don't want a good one.
So my dad. Okay, my dad. Okay. Well, you don't want to play football? Come on. That's how you be a man. You play football. Okay, that's my dad.
I feel
right.
like you would be very good at football.
I was great at football. I just didn't want to take the mandatory showers because I didn't want anybody to see my pee-pee.
Understood.
Exactly. And then what was my mom? Okay. Chipper, did you know my husband and I are trying to lose our weight so he can see his pee-pee again? And that's my mom.
Wow. She's a legend and honestly a hero. And that transparency from her is much appreciated.
That is a literal text.
I love that she's out here just being real. She's not lying. You say what's up, she's going to tell you what's up.
She will. She does not play.
Where does she live?
Up in Riverside.
Love it. Shout out to your mom. Here we go. Question 4. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there a moment that rings for you?
Yeah, like I mean, almost every day.
Coming
Like
to
for
this
real.
podcast, you were like, I can't believe he was having me on.
But no, but for real, almost every day, like with comedy,
Yeah.
I always feel like I have imposter syndrome.
Question 5, final
Okay,
question.
question 5.
What is your favorite tea? And if you don't have a favorite tea, what is your favorite comfort?
Comfort tea or comfort in general?
Just a comfort. Yeah, something that really gives you a lot of pleasure, a lot of joy.
Okay, so
Are you a big tea drinker?
I do, yes. I mean, not huge. I mean, I'm not like an aficionado or anything, but I wouldn't say like I know past Nestle for damn sure. Like I have specific like PG tips, and I love my specific green teas. Um, PG tips would be my favorite. I just really love how that tastes, especially when you add cream or like coconut milk to it. Ugh.
Oh,
Mm-hmm,
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's really good. And then my pleasure,
Okay.
Cinnabon.
That's a great
I
answer.
mean,
That's
I'm
a
sorry,
great
I
answer.
can't. I gotta.
That's a great answer. You think I'm going to sit here and poo-poo that answer?
I hope not.
Great answer.
Thank you.
I love the places that are like in the malls. So like I loved Cinnabon. I loved Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Oh my God, are they there? They're not there. The thing anymore.
I don't
right?
know. And then the
They
other
are.
thing,
Oh God.
the other thing I loved. I don't know if you ever had this. I don't. This might be a very heavy East Coast thing. They're at every mall. There was always a Chinese place that served bourbon chicken.
Bourbon chicken.
I'm telling you, East Coasters are going to hear this and they're going to be jumping off their seats. Bourbon chicken was a staple at malls on the East Coast.
Bourbon chicken.
Yeah, it's delicious.
That sounds good.
I got to tell you, it's even better than it sounds.
I am so hungry.
Well, that's as good note as any to wrap us up. That's the pod. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Dude,
that
thank
tea
you for-
was great.
Wasn't good?
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you for coming. We love you here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. That was Chip Nicholson. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter at Chip Nicholson. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
Oh my God, that's so good.
You like it? Strong? Did you just cheers the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
I mean, to the people at home.